Well, here we are at our gold farm, and I'm actually going to be adding some extra stuff to the base here. We do have all the clock stuff put up here by Turcano, but what I'm going to do is actually be working with the output of this thing. Since we're just going to end up with a bunch of nuggets and rotted flesh, what I'm going to do is auto-craft some of that stuff, or filter some of that stuff, is so that we can end up with just gold blocks and be able to destroy the rotted flesh and all of that. So I'm going to take these items out with some wooden transport pipes, put them through a filter so we can get rid of that rotted flesh, and put them through some auto crafting tables here. I was debating using the thermal expansion ones versus the ones that came with Buildcraft. But even though the Buildcraft auto benches are a little slower, they don't require power to run, and we can feed them with hoppers. They do have a problem pulling from chests directly right now, so I'm just going to hopper into them and hopper out of them. That way we don't have to have some extra engines and wood piping and things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and get all that set up. I haven't really thought out how I was going to do it, but I think it'll work out pretty well if we just put one there and one here. And unfortunately I can't reach underneath and put a lever, but I'm sure we can work out something here. Let's put a block. Probably change this out eventually. But we can hide the levers at least on this side and on this side. Actually, let's not turn those on. We don't want to spew gold out onto the floor here. So next we want to actually filter this stuff. So let's put some diamond pipe coming out of here. And we got our void pipes. That we can use to actually cause the items to just vanish. That way we don't have to dump them into lava or something of that nature. Oops. Actually, that's probably not a bad idea. Let's do that. That way they'll just both feed into the center void pipe. So let's go ahead and set this. And just click on it with something that can't attach to it. And this is the yellow output, so let's go ahead and say rotted flesh goes to the yellow. And on this one we want rotted flesh to go to the green. And then as long as there's an output for the remainder, it'll go that way. But these pigmen actually drop more than just the gold nuggets. I've actually seen some other things come through as well, such as solid gold bars and things like that. So we're actually going to have a couple different outputs here. I'm going to take iron pipes off of here so we don't get any back feed, and we can bring those into a single pipe if we want, but I'm thinking a couple of lines would be prudent here, just because we might get enough gold nuggets that it backs up. Well, only if we expand it out. So actually, let's go ahead and bring these together. We'll bring it into one system for now. Looks like I'll have to bring them down one more. But since we're going to feed into a device with hoppers, probably going to want it a little bit more compact. Let's try this. Instead of bringing it down so quickly, we'll leave it up one. I probably should have planned this out in advance, but kind of hard with this area here, that there's not a whole lot of space to work with, and so it kind of has to be done on site, unless if I wanted to replicate this in a test world. Let's go ahead. I think we're getting there. Let's put some dirt where we'll bring it down here. Yeah, we're gonna run out of room at this rate. We want to put a chest. Actually, we shouldn't need a chest just yet. So we can hopper directly into the crafting table. Actually, yeah. We'll put a chest just to be safe. Because the last thing we want is for any of this to start spewing out. There, that'll feed in from here. Let's go ahead and set the pipe to face the proper way. There we go. So now these iron, even if the item comes past the chest, it won't feed back into there. It'll bounce back and come down into here. So now we have to take hopper off the bottom, and we want to feed it into one of our auto workbenches. So let's put the bench down here. Hopper fed into there. Holding shift the whole time because this is a very, very high up space. So now we can actually lay the pattern out of gold nuggets, and it says it's going to make a bar. Once it ends up with just one item each, it'll stop smelting until it gets more. So it's always going to have that pattern retained in there. With the thermal expansion, it actually will not have to retain it because you build stuff with schematics instead. So schematics make it a little easier, I guess you could say, because it'll retain. I need to, looks like, dig down with a nice little waterfall. Ooh, this is gonna be fun. And I think I'm all out of the nice stone, so we'll probably have to make some more of that. That way we can keep going and not have to dirty it up with some cobblestone. Maintain the same theme here. So let's grab our bucket of water. Now I'm going to break a cardinal rule here and not going to empty my inventory. How's that for overconfident, huh? Let's do it. Right here is fine. I have to. Might as well. We're going to be doing this commando here. No safety rails, nothing. Alright. In the water stream. 1 and 2. I'm not going to press my luck and try to do it any more than that. There we go. How about that? First try. If you notice, I did turn off hostile mobs, so you don't have to hear that die every single time. So, I'll give you that to you. So, let's see. We want to break out this one. This is probably going to look very ugly from underneath because I needed to go up higher. But it is what it is. So we have that crafting bench. It's going to spit out gold ingots for us. And we're going to want to feed that. I'm going to do it directly into the next crafting bench, since obviously this isn't going to kick out any items faster than what the next one can do because they both work at the same speed. So let's go ahead and drop that one down. And we can hopper straight into it. Now this one needs gold bars to turn it into a block of gold. So that's going to make it really nice and streamlined for us. And it will require a wooden transport pipe to pull out unless we do the hopper thing. Which means, yeah, we gotta do our waterfall one more time. So we can go down and pick it up. Let's go and open up a nice little area for us to do that. And hope that I can swim back into position. Now all of this is just to avoid wooden transport pipes with our redstone engines. Try to do this without drowning. And success. I'm really surprised we didn't get any mob spawns. Because we just went all night without a single mob spawn up here. It's trying to pull me off. Oh, there we go. And we lost that brick. Alright, pick up the water. Wow, that's tense work. So, just make this a little bit bigger for us to work in. And there we go. So we're going to want to dump all this stuff out to a chest. I really doubt we're going to load this thing faster than we can pump out of it. Looks like that's my trap chest. There we go. We want a real chest. And there. So now we feed into here. And now we will need to do an engine to get out of this. And I need to get some gold pipe, it looks like. Since it's a gold farm, we might as well use gold piping. So let's grab some of my stash in here. Make some gold transport pipe. So this stuff's supposedly cheap to make. Just some glass and gold put together like so. Which works out pretty well for us. We're going to have plenty of gold. We're doing quite well as it is. And there we go. So I want to bring this up to level with here, since that's where our real platform is going to be. And I just want to put a single box up there so that we can draw out of it if we're sitting there punching things. But I also want to draw out of it to go over to our platform where the rail comes down. That way, if we are running in auto mode, we can have all the stuff just go up there. I'm going to most likely have a lever, such as what's on the back of these engines, to turn on and off the actual engine. Or when you're local, it's not going to pump out of the chest and send it up to the top so that you can intercept and grab the gold from when you were killing. You're most likely going to pick up a few items anyway while you're punching things to death. So let's go ahead and get a little bit of this platform built. Unfortunately, we got these here, so we're probably just going to half slab over that. There we go. Looks like we need to bring that up one more and double chest it. Unfortunately, a wooden pipe out of here would just connect back into the gold, so we're going to have to be a little ugly and have the wooden pipe come off the side or the top. I'll have it come off the side. Let's see. Yes. Let's see if that'll actually power a redstone engine from there. I haven't tried it on a half slab before. Looks like it might need to go down one more. Oh, it sounds like there's a chicken. So let's put another brick. Place that brick. Won't let me do that from there. Alright. That's why. So we just need to replace that whole thing. There we go. Now it should work. Yes. So now, when you come and manually kill these, you can just come over here, hit the lever, and not have your items come out of the chest. So that'll do pretty good for us. It's kind of a big chest, but, you know, who knows? Maybe someone will want to sit here and play with it for a few hours. I wouldn't. I would leave it in auto mode at that point. But it's there. Maybe I should bypass. Just have a little bypass that comes up. I don't know. Have access to this guy just before it starts feeding in. I might go ahead and do that. I'm just getting all sorts of ideas here. So let's go ahead and just flesh this part out a little bit more. I guess we do have direct access to this chest. I could just stop this guy and this guy with a single lever. That might work too. So I put some glowstone here so we can get some nice lighting, and we'll be able to collect our experience with this glass block being gone. We'll probably have some kind of piston arrangement and maybe redo some of this down here when that occurs. But right now it's not so much an experience farm, and we can just knock the block out when we want it to be. So it's a little inconvenient at the moment, but I'm sure we'll survive. So the pipe, I think it might be interesting to have the pipe exposed, actually, so we can see it kind of doing its thing. And looks like I took that down too far. Let's go ahead and bring this out. And we do need to make an item storage. So what I was thinking of doing was just some layered chests and trap chest here on this lower platform. That would just kind of be hidden. But the other thing I was thinking was maybe taking it up to the portal so that our rail car people could go ahead and just pull it out of the chests up top when they come through the portal rather than having to come all the way down here. So maybe that would be the better option to do. Yeah, so let's go ahead and extend this pipe. I'm thinking, let's see, symmetric here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need 8 squares. 1, 2, 3. We're standing on 4. 5. And now we're out of squares apparently. So 3 more out from there. 1, 2, 3. So that'll be the base of the floor. We can bring this around. We want to bring this over to the rail. We're going to make it only accessible by rail car apparently. Looks like I'm going to need some more golden pipe. We use this stuff a lot, so pulling out a bunch is not going to be any kind of an issue for me. There. 47 isn't enough. I don't know what is. Alright. Got a little bit of a walk here. All on shift, of course. Now, I technically don't need this much golden pipe, but we do want to look flashy with our gold farm. And it's going to give us so much gold that we might as well just use it like it's going out of style. And of course, it's going to run into my pillar. This is going to get raised up to just about that height, so we're going to actually have to go around, I guess. Ooh, and I don't like building on ladders. I've had bad experiences with that. It's not fun. Oh well, let's try it. And can we do it? I think we can. Nope. Let's get somewhere safe. There we go. Easy way. All right. Much safer. We're just gonna go around. Make sure we leave enough room to get up. There we go. I could just destroy the ladder to the ground, but if we ever fall off, we're definitely going to want to way back up. So this is the height we should have been at. Let's bring that out here and up. Out and up. I'm just going to follow our staircase. The zombie dies, I'm so dead. The creeper dies. Well, spawns, we're all dead. Seriously? I ran out of pipe? Seriously? Alright. I'll eat my words. We needed more pipe. It's that jog in the pipe. I bet you that's what it is. So, you kind of see how it's going to work. I'm going to try to make this look pretty as best as possible. I'm going to have to raise this and mess with some stuff. And then we'll have to bring down our rail down to this pseudo platform that we're building. And I'm going to probably have to head back to my base to get a few more resources for it. Hope I haven't bored you too much, but we'll be right back. The perfect example of why I still have that ladder. When you're a messy builder like me, you tend to have to go up and down a few. And the one downside of having completely powered rails up to the top here is the minecart sometimes runs away on you. So now we do have a little bit of maintenance, so it's a good thing I haven't taken the ladders down. Oh yeah, fun stuff. Well, at least it wasn't gold this time. So, as you can see, we do have some non-essentials coming through this system here. This one's a feather from a chicken riding pigman or something. So I actually set up the filters so that there's a everything else goes down setup here. That one feeds off the side and it'll run in bypass our auto machines and go into this chest. And as you can see, we rethought how we would do this. I originally had just one line coming out, but to keep up with volume, and it looks like it's a good thing I did, I actually took a pipe off the back and one off the side with 2 engines, and I got our diamond pipes with the void in between, just as before, but I got this bypass put in, and I went ahead and took both outputs here and fed them into individual auto crafting workbenches here, and from separate chests, separate hopper setups, and they both feed into this single one in the bottom here that does our actual bricks. Oops. So that will give us a little bit higher throughput potential and gives us a little bit more control as well, since we can bypass now. We have this engine that's automatically pulling blocks. Oh, look, there's one right there. Out of this storage chest here, that's the result from this block creator. It'll flow into this double chest, and we have a pump here to extract out. And there's the piping. I ran it all the way up to the top there, you can see, and put it into a double wide up there until we can work out how we want that designed. But there's a few features and benefits here. I can flip this switch and keep all of the blocks here in this, or I can also flip this switch, which turns off a little bit of a redstone line that comes down and turns on these 2 engines here. So we can disable the filters and all of that, so whoever is sitting here doing their manual killing and XP farm kind of stuff, they can also take with them from the chest the things that they killed and the hopper pulled in that they couldn't grab. So I think that'll work out pretty well for a layout. I might move this switch somewhere over here to the wall instead, so we can kind of block this up a little bit better, because I have seen a few items that are just laying around still, probably due to how many items these things actually drop. But I still got to get my rail up to the top. Oh, there's Turcanil. Wave. And yeah, I think we're almost done with the functionality. Oh, see, there's a floating piece right up there, but we'll ignore it. So we're almost done with the functionality, and then we get to work on design. I'm not quite sure how we're going to encapsulate all this. I might just fence it and call it good, but I definitely want to get rid of this scaffolding area here and along the sides up there. And not quite sure what motif we want to go with up there. I don't have any colored wool blocks yet, so I can't really go with colors. I guess a sheep farm is probably something else that I need to put on my list. But I'll go ahead and keep working on this, and I'll give you an update later. But unfortunately, that is all the time that we have for the evening. But join us next time. We will definitely try to get that engine room set up so we can easily recharge these cells to keep these quarries going. We definitely like the output that we get from these, but we definitely need to keep them charged as well. That's going to be a task and a half, and I'm going to go ahead and continue working on that gold farm, maybe even try the XP mode of it, but we definitely want to see what the output is from it as well. So we're going to go ahead and idle overnight and see if we can't get that value for you next time. So If you like this video, go ahead and hit like, and be sure to subscribe, share with your friends on YouTube and on Facebook as well, Twitter it if you have to. But we sure appreciate you watching, and as always, leave a comment. We like to hear feedback as well. I like to get some guidance from you guys on what you'd like to see next, and kind of the format as well, if you'd like to see more building or more redstone or more time lapses if you like the music. So be sure to leave a comment. Thanks for watching, and have a good evening. Yeah, I'm kind of messy still.